4:43 nights, Earth received a signal from Nysa 7, a planet believed to have been dead for 12,000 years. Every transmission began with the same 3 words: "We heard you." It arrived at exactly 2:17 UTC, crossed 42 light-years of darkness, and lasted 11 seconds. No machine should have survived on Nysa. Yet the signal grew stronger every night. On the far side of the moon, signal analyst Mara Voss listened alone. She had spent 10 years searching for intelligent life. The first answer she found did not sound like a greeting. After the words came a row of precise pulses. At first there were 62. Then, each night, 1 pulse disappeared. On the 43rd night, only 19 remained. Mara finally understood that she was not listening to a message. She was watching a countdown. Nysa 7 had once resembled Earth. Old telescope records suggested oceans, clouds, and a thin belt of green. Now its continents were black glass beneath a silent red sun. No atmosphere moved above its surface. No heat came from its cities. Whatever had built the transmitter had vanished long before human civilization learned to write. Mara searched Earth's archives and found a forgotten broadcast sent 96 years earlier. It was humanity's first powerful attempt to ask the stars a simple question: is anyone there? The timing was exact. Our message had reached Nysa, and the reply had returned across the same distance. The dead planet was answering Earth. Commander Elias Hale arrived before sunrise. He ordered the station sealed, the data classified, and a response prepared before the next transmission window closed. Mara warned him that the pulse sequence might be a danger signal. Hale saw something else, the greatest opportunity in human history, and a chance that might never return. At 2:17, Asterian Station aimed its largest dish toward Nysa. Hale sent 4 words into the darkness: "We are listening now." For 12 seconds, nothing happened. Then every console in the room turned white, and a new sentence appeared inside the signal: "You should not have answered." The remaining pulses dropped from 19 to 18. Behind them came a compressed flood of data thousands of times larger than every previous transmission combined. Mara spent 6 hours separating the layers. Beneath the noise, she found coordinates arranged like stars on a 3-dimensional map. There were 217 marked worlds. Most orbited quiet suns within 500 light-years of Earth. 1 point was blue. The others were completely dark. The blue point was Earth. Each dark point had once produced artificial radio signals, then fallen silent shortly after receiving a reply from somewhere else. To Mara, the pattern looked like a graveyard. 216 civilizations had spoken into the universe. 216 had stopped speaking. Buried at the center of the map was a second clock. It showed 17 days, 4 hours, and 31 minutes, and it was counting down toward Earth. Hale ordered every copy removed from the public network, but secrecy lasted 9 hours. By evening, the signal and its countdown had reached the entire planet. Some called it an alien attack. Others called it a hoax. Markets closed, observatories filled with protesters, and millions of people looked upward for something they could not see. Mara ignored the noise and returned to the data. A faint pattern beneath the star map repeated one instruction in hundreds of mathematical forms. Reduce your signal. It did not ask humanity to surrender, evacuate, or build a weapon. It asked Earth to become quiet, completely quiet, for 90 seconds when the countdown reached 0. That meant silencing satellites, radar, radio towers, military networks, aircraft, ships, emergency beacons, and every transmitter powerful enough to escape the atmosphere. No government had ever coordinated the entire planet for even 1 second. Now humanity had 17 days to decide whether to trust a message from a dead world. Hale refused. Turning off Earth's defenses, he argued, would make the planet helpless at the exact moment an unknown force might arrive. Mara showed him the 216 dark points again. Every world had answered. None had followed the instruction. Their silence came afterward. For the first time, Hale had no reply. He authorized a global proposal, one synchronized blackout, lasting only 90 seconds, with essential life support systems kept isolated. The following days became a test of humanity before the countdown even ended. Nations argued, companies resisted, and ordinary people feared what the darkness might bring. Each night, Nysa transmitted again. 17 pulses became 16, then 15, then 14. The dead planet offered no explanation and no comfort. With 5 days remaining, Mara discovered images hidden between the pulses. They were not photographs, but reconstructed memories encoded as patterns of light. She saw Nysa before it died. Silver cities beside dark oceans, crowded stations, children beneath a red sunrise, and enormous antennas pointed toward stars. The people of Nysa had received the same countdown. Their scientists asked for silence. Their leaders accused one another of creating the message. As the final day approached, their broadcasts multiplied instead of stopping. Every nation tried to send its own answer, louder than the others. The last memory showed a Nysan scientist alone inside a ruined observatory. Her final transmission contained one sentence: "We mistook silence for surrender." Mara realized Nysa's greatest warning was not about an enemy. It was about a civilization unable to pause, cooperate, and listen together. At 1 hour remaining, aircraft landed, ships disabled long-range transmitters, satellites entered passive mode, and radio towers across Earth began shutting down. For the first time in generations, streets filled with people holding no active screens. Families waited under the open sky while the countdown entered its final minute. On the moon, Asterion Station switched to emergency darkness. Mara and Hale watched the last 10 seconds appear as dim pulses across a battery-powered monitor. Then an alarm sounded. A damaged backup transmitter had restarted automatically, sending a narrow beam directly toward Nysa. Hale ordered an evacuation. Mara refused. If even one signal escaped during the final window, Earth would fail whatever test had destroyed Nysa. She crossed the dark station by emergency light, moving through silent corridors as the countdown reached 20 seconds. The transmitter's control system would not respond. Mara opened the relay housing and reached for the manual power core while the metal burned through her gloves. 10 seconds remained. Hale called her name over the internal line. Mara pulled the core free, and Asterian Station became completely silent. For 90 seconds, Earth made no deliberate sound beyond its atmosphere. No radar swept the sky. No message crossed the dark. Humanity simply listened. The countdown reached 0. Nothing exploded. No ships appeared. For several seconds, the universe remained exactly as it had always been. Then the 216 dark points on Mara's map began to shine, one after another. They had never been graves. They had been listening posts. A final message arrived from the network beyond Nysa. You listened. Welcome. The signal from the dead planet was never a threat. It was an invitation from a universe that had learned to whisper